This is MusicalTalk, the UK's independent and longest-running musical theatre podcast.
Hello, welcome to MusicalTalk. My name is Nick Hudson. I'm here with Hannah. Hello, Hannah.
Hello, Nick.
How are you?
I'm all right, thank you.
Good.
You?
Yes, very good.
It's been a long while since we've sat down together
It has, yes. Well, we've been saving up in our kind of memory bank of shows that we've seen. We're going to discuss 3 of them today. We're going to, 2 of which have a kind of nautical theme, don't they? And then
Indeed. And then the other one
didn't really have any theme, really. We're going to talk about... First of all, let's start with the positive. We're going to talk about Titanique.
Yay!
Hannah's going to talk about Titanique. I'm going to sit back and have a sleep. Good night.
I was recommended this show by a colleague ages ago, and it was one of those shows that we kept kind of going, oh, we'll go and see it, but kept putting off for one reason or another. And then finally, I don't know how it came about, whether she just booked it.
Theatre week
I
or
think,
something.
I think, that was the push, and we just kind of went, oh, we're going, and
Well, also, it's one of those rare shows that, well, not rare, but it's happening more often, but the genius idea of, I don't know, doing a Sunday matinee, perhaps, and actually opening your show up to more people at the weekend.
Which is ideal, because for me, I feel very grateful that I can go straight from work to a show.
But sometimes you
after
rather
a 9-hour day at work, it is a lot. And then I remember seeing, when we saw Into the Woods.
Oh, yes, we saw that as well.
We've seen that as well. But doing a 9-hour day at work, starting at 7:30, leaving the house at 6:30, and not getting home until 11:30, it's a long day.
The night after seeing something else.
Yeah. So a Sunday matinee is always going to be a nice option, and it's also a nice option for people who aren't London-based as well, who have a weekend off. So, it's nice that shows are starting to do that more often.
So Titanique is a jukebox musical that's the story of Titanic told via Celine Dion's back catalogue, but also via Celine Dion herself-ish.
Because Celine Dion saved the Titanic.
Yeah. And that's our review.
No, it was so good. I didn't know what to expect. I hate saying that shows feel good, but it was really laugh out loud and just...
If you haven't seen it...
different.
I think Hannah wants to go into some mild detail about it. So let's kind of... It is going to Broadway.
No, I'm happy to not go into much detail, but it's just... You think, a Titanic musical.
Which has been done.
You think, here we go. It's like when you go and see Les Mis, like, here we go, 3 hours of joy.
Yeah.
Whereas Titanique really is 90 minutes of joy.
Yeah.
And just...
And now they've added an interval.
They have, I saw that.
Thank God, because I went in needing the loo. And I thought, yes, there is an interval. There are no signs up anywhere saying there aren't.
No, and then it's just, we'll be back. And then the lights cut out. And then it's like, and we're back.
So it's very, very pantomimey in the kind of breaking the fourth wall. Especially one scene, which might be my theatrical highlight of the year so far, when the kind of... the guy who is now being replaced by the person
Oh my goodness, yes, that scene.
We had an understudy on for this.
So good.
I can't remember the character's name because it has been about a month since we saw it. But he just has a complete mental breakdown in the show.
Say it, sorted.
Yes. But Titanic is... So I went in not knowing many Celine Dion songs. Didn't really affect me, but in a way it was the weakest point because the songs aren't written for the story. So
they're not, but then there were points where you were saying, I didn't realise she'd sung this song. I didn't realise...
When My Heart Will Come On came on, I was like, I didn't know that was a Celine Dion. I'm joking.
My Heart Will Go On.
Yeah, that was the one.
Goodness, man.
But it was...
That was a highlight, though. Yeah. I loved that.
What do you remember from the show? Because it has been a while.
I remember the X-rated scene.
Yes.
With the car.
With the little Tykes car.
I wasn't going to say that, but with the little Tykes car. And like the Sims censored bits over the body. It was so funny.
But I think for you, it was the drag race.
Yeah, massive drag race reference in it as well, which was brilliant.
Talk about a show that knows its
its audience and it knows its market, most definitely, and I love it for that. It's very much one for whole show is just camp. It's turned up to the nines. It knows its audience, and it was just a really nice Sunday afternoon bit of fun that I feel is lacking sometimes in the West End. Everything takes itself too seriously, so it was nice to actually...
And the actress playing Celine Dion...
She was so good.
...was stunning. Really, really good. So bravo to her. Sorry, our washing machine is on, if you can hear that, listeners. Anything else you want to add about Titanic, or just...
Go and see it.
Just
go
advise
and see it.
Our lovely audience to go and see it.
They need to go and see it if they haven't already. And if you have seen it, go and see it again, because isn't it great?
Yeah.
I'm currently trying to persuade my mum to go and see it.
Now... Is she not a fan of Celine Dion, or is she not a fan of Titanic?
Both.
Okay. So I can see that
the
appeal so far isn't very...
No, she doesn't like Titanic and she can't stand Celine Dion. So, but I think that aside, I think she'd really...
So if you're listening, Hannah's mother, do go and see it.
Please do come and see it.
Yes.
I will take you to go and see it because it's just so good.
Yeah. And it's...
I'm just smiling thinking about it. It was such...
Don't worry, we'll move on soon.
Yeah.
It's very, very feel good and just a joy, whether you know the material or not. It's funny and it's really, really funny.
It's a relatively small cast as well, and I feel that they're...
Do you think it's... I don't want to say too soon, because it has been like 115 years since.
No, it's not too soon.
So is it kind of ripe now for parody? But it veers more on the film, doesn't it?
Wait until we get... it's not going to be long, let's face it, before we get this happening for the Epstein files.
Yeah. Well, Epstein musical.
Let's face it.
We had Prince Andrew the musical on Channel 4 years ago. But yeah, so...
And would you claim that's too soon?
No, but that was before all the real stuff came out. So I think a sequel is needed to Channel 4. Yeah, so Titanique is playing at the Criterion Theatre, and it's off to Broadway, and it's playing all over the world as well, which is...
it's nice. I'm pleased it's got life in it, because it's...
It hasn't sunk.
I wondered how long that would take.
Yeah. Sea Witch. So you mentioned feel-good shows on a Sunday. Now, Sea Witch was a one-off, well, two-off, I guess you could call it.
It was a two-show day.
Yeah.
On a Sunday.
Yeah.
At the Drury Lane Theatre.
At the Theatre Royal Drury Lane. We interviewed Mike Glover, who wrote the book, if you could call it a book, a couple of weeks before, and... The buzz for it was very high because the cast for it was very, very, very strong.
Really strong cast. They had great presence on social media to promote it as well. I was constantly being bombarded with ads for it, even though I hadn't even searched, But yeah, we were invited along to come to the gala premiere performance. And
It like many have said, and this isn't just our opinion, it was a bit of a mess.
It was. I think it wasn't ready enough for that stage. I think if you have something, I get that it's the first time and you're workshopping it, first time on stage, first time in front of an audience. You have to have something strong if you are going to be at the Theatre Royal Drury Lane. Something big. Because that is a big space. They are big shoes you have to fill.
And this is a show that if you come on and just shout songs at people for 2 hours, it makes it seem bigger than it is, but it doesn't really work like that.
I think any show where your main title cast member has to come out and say, if it's not great, guys, just want to let you know we've only been rehearsing for 5 days. So don't be too harsh on us.
Which I did question, because when I did the interview, they were rehearsing for it already, and that was 3 weeks before we saw the show.
I will say the choreography was very good. It was very strong, and it points it pulled focus.
Yeah. The lighting was very good.
Lighting was incredible. I wasn't a fan of being blinded. Oh, they needed to do that at the end and like flashy thing me from Men in Black. Maybe they did.
Yeah.
But it was just.
So the story. You're a Little Mermaid fan, aren't you?
I'm a massive Little Mermaid fan, and I'm well aware that obviously this isn't going to be the prequel to Disney's Little Mermaid. Like, I'm well aware that it's based
That's
on
down the road.
Yeah, I know it is. I'm well aware that it's based on the book Sea Witch and so that it's going to follow that plot. And it's not a book that I have read previously, so I was intrigued to see going in how it was going to be put onto stage. And the thing that I felt was the hardest to follow with this narrative was there was very little speech, very little communication, and the songs didn't drive a narrative forward.
No. And also the songs...
So it was really... It kind of didn't feel like it was going anywhere.
The songs were also sonically the same feel throughout the whole...
Mm-hmm. Everything was a power ballad.
Yeah. Or a kind of direct rip-off of Six, or a direct rip-off of Wicked, or a direct rip-off of...
At points I felt like I was getting... Like I didn't... Aside from Evie and Nick,
yeah,
I didn't get anybody else's names.
So who were Evie and Nick? Can you remember?
Evie was the one in the white that was the main sea witch.
Yeah.
And Nick was one of the princes, because then suddenly randomly his cousin rocks up, and then out of nowhere, and it hasn't been discussed at all, there's a random battle for something that you don't know why.
It's very much kind of like
what the purpose
someone
is.
came out and said, "My name is Nick and I don't like you."
Song.
That's not directed to you, by the way. But
I know where the door is.
Someone would come out and say something, then they would do a 5-minute, very well sung pop ballad about that, and then someone else would come out and say, "Well, I don't like you either, and I'm going to sing the same sort of song we've just heard." And it was, had there been a live orchestra playing these songs, I think it would have been a bit more interesting from a musical point of view, but because it was the same pop stuff, and you can tell the lyrics weren't written by someone trained in the world of musical theatre writing, but I was kind of expecting that anyway, so it wasn't a bit of a surprise. I knew it was a pop-based score, but there's a way to do it, and the fact that you're using theatrical musical storytelling to your advantage, whereas this didn't. This was just, we're going to do TikTok top 40 stuff. I don't know what the charts are called nowadays, but
floating in the water like Flotsam and Jetsam.
Yeah. And it's a
shame, because I was really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
It's just a shame that there was no
and it's just
book.
It
really.
It annoyed a lot of people because they were just saying, "How does this get on at the Theatre or Drury Lane?"
Yeah, it's a big, well-known venue, famous venue. How on earth does it get staged? You were joking that it was a tax write-off, a la the producers.
Well, if you read all that Dazzle's review, he spoke to a producer who said a lot of these concerts are done as tax reliefs.
It's crazy.
So
if you have something that you're getting staged...
Yeah. If you've a pile of rubbish that you want staged, do it as a tax write-off. But it is a shame, and it is annoying, because it just shows lack of craft. The technical side of it was brilliant, and I think to put that together in 5 days...
that was incredible. But I think...
But that's what they were focusing on more than the craft of the piece itself.
Because I think they thought that having big names would be enough to make it good. Yes, you had Maz Murray. Yes, you had Michelle Visage. You had other super strong people. You had, what's his name? Joe McElderry out of The Wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. You have all these big hitters that can sing, that can sometimes act.
Yeah.
And it's not enough. Yeah. If you haven't got a book, an actor's only as good as the script, and with no script and no real guidance as to what they're being pushed for, everyone's just a bit lost.
And also, if every song in your if every trick in your book when it comes to writing the songs is epic, epic, epic,
You've got to have a build.
it has nowhere to go.
No.
So you can't start at the biggest note and keep it going. That's why Defying Gravity in Wicked works so well, because it's you sit there and you wait for that wonderful moment, and then suddenly it happens.
And this is something you fight all the time.
Yeah.
When people say to you, okay, what you've done is okay, but I want it more epic. It needs to be more epic. This bit needs to be more epic. And the amount of times I hear you say, no, it needs to build. You can't just have it all the time because it won't work. And you've been saying that for how many years?
More than I care to imagine. So
Exactly.
put that into an entire evening of theatre. I mean, look at Les Mis. Yes, it has moments of grandeur, but One Day More is the emotional highlight of that whole show. Where, like,
You look at then you go into something like Empty Chairs and Empty Tables.
yeah, and you do have the ebbs and flows, and
You have to.
yeah, it was a massive shame, and it was just more so a bit annoying because it could have been wonderful, and it should have been wonderful for that venue.
And it's just a shame that it clearly wasn't ready.
Yeah,
But I think if somebody were to take it and rehash it, there is life to it. It's just, it needs a lot more work, and it needs to be on in a smaller venue to try it out first.
oh my god, it needs some comedy in it as well.
Oh my!
People were laughing.
Yeah, at it.
Yeah, which is a real shame. So that's Sea Witch. Whether we'll hear anything of it again remains to be seen. Apparently they are planning on carrying on with it, so all the best of luck to them. New work is always exciting. Just wish it had more craft into it.
Yeah, it was nice that it was original as well. It wasn't something that's just been, like with Titanique. Yes, it's kind of something original, but it's taken in a jukebox style. It was great to have original material. It just needs looking at.
Yeah. So the next night, I know you mentioned it earlier. We'll talk about it. It was a long day, but to then see Into the Woods.
Oh, it was one end of the scale to the other.
Yeah, at the Bridge Theatre, I was sitting there thinking, oh, proper rhyming.
Yeah.
I really hate to ask it, but do you have a rhyme for basket? To quote Forbidden Broadway. But it was the difference in craft.
Other end of the spectrum. It really was. And also it goes to show you don't have to have a massive venue to put on a good show, because something like Into the Woods, it could go into somewhere like the Theatre Royal Drury Lane and it would probably sell it out, but it doesn't need to.
No. I wouldn't say the Bridge Theatre is a small venue, though.
No, but it's not the Drury Lane.
No, it's not as famous as the Theatre Royal
No,
Drury
exactly.
Lane.
And it goes to show as well that if you have good material, you don't have to rely on stunt casting.
Yeah.
And, you get a good group of people together with great material and look at what you can do and some craftsmanship behind it.
So you are a fan of Into the Woods, but you've never seen it on stage.
I hadn't seen it on stage. No.
So some bits were a surprise to you. Mm-hmm. Tell me your thoughts throughout the... leaving... Don't talk about the production yet, but we'll talk about your as a theatrical piece. What did you think of it, if you can remember?
Long.
Yeah.
It was so long. And I know I'd had a long day. I get that.
But you do sit there thinking
Oh,
about
it's preachy.
2/3 of the way through Act 2.
Oh,
okay,
it's preachy.
we can wrap it up now.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. And then it does a whole bit. I'm like, oh, God.
And I know we were saying earlier that the craft was excellent, but
Yeah, I know. And it
just seems a bit
is.
self-indulgent at times.
I'm grateful that the film cut out what it did,
Yeah.
because it
The narrator.
because my only exposure to the piece had been from the Disney film, which I loved. I didn't even realize it had a narrator, because the baker is kind of the narrator.
Was that James Corden in the film?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Oh, well. But
But that was before he became like he is now.
Yeah. This piece, though, I thought was very, very good. I loved the set, what we could
The
see
set
of it.
was stunning.
We were slightly on the side, but I got the idea.
But we were catered for with the set, though, because
Yeah.
it came out to the front as well and
Yeah.
things.
And the venue was really, really nice. A brand new venue for you and me, right opposite the Tower Bridge, which is, an easy venue to find, and very comfortable.
Very.
But odd, kind of the seats were positioned.
Yeah, my back was, because you're angled on the angle to point you towards the stage, you can't really move.
And this is a theatre that can be completely reconfigured for any production they want. So they did the Guys and Dolls there, which was the walk around the whole of the stalls area was the stage, and you could walk around, and piece of scene would rise up from the floor, and then you'd be shuffled out the way for the next scene and things. And they've done thrust staging, and so it was. Interwoods was lovely to see, because I've only ever seen the Regent's Park production. So to see environmentally controlled production indoors with smoke and lights and everything was a joy. I was thinking, how are they going to do the Giant? And I was very impressed with the way they do the Giant, very simply but very effectively.
Very.
And you made a really interesting point about the costumes and the fact that what era are we in? Because the witch, when she turns beautiful, is like wearing a sort of modern day cardigan, isn't she?
Yeah, and the rest is like Regency-ish. But they're very well done costumes. Wasn't like the night before when it was just
t-shirts and and you like the idea that you said the handbags were of the ugly sisters
with the carriage. It's the little details that I love.
The basket for Little Red Riding Hood was
the cottage. I love details like that. I think.
Would you see it again more rested and
more in the centre?
More in the centre.
Yes.
Do you think you get more out of it then, or could you not sit through that evening again? Would you leave at the interval?
I love it, but there was just so much not unnecessary, because obviously sometimes
it's padded out a bit too much.
Very padded out, and I just think, yes, it was incredible. Yes, I'd like to see it again, but A, it's one of the most expensive things going, and B, it is a bit preachy and self-indulgent. And I think once you've heard it once, I don't need to hear it 8 million times. We get the message. You don't need to hit me around the face with it.
All I want now is a production of Sweeney Todd
like that
on that scale.
Yeah. Yes.
None of this
not
abstract
a
concept.
Oh yeah, not just a concert with no set, like a full proper.
Give me a Victorian street on stage.
With a proper pie shop that opens up, and yes.
Yeah. So if you're listening, Bridge Theatre and Nick Heitner, please do that. Thank you very much.
Please.
Pretty please, with a pie on top. But yeah, I just like the theatre, and I like.
It was a really nice
seeing
theatre.
Something new.
It was nice to go to a new venue as well.
Yeah, lots of food and drink there, which was good.
The one thing also really nice variety of merchandise.
Yep. What stuck out to you?
The chocolate that was as white as milk, and then the other one, and then you had the candle that had.
Was it Giants in the Sky on it?
No, that was the umbrella.
No, the woods are just trees. The trees are just
wood, and it was a pine-scented candle. Loved that. The program scent was 100% 10/10. I just sat there smelling that for ages.
There's a picture we can put on our on our socials, as the kids say, of Hannah just inhaling a book
because it smelled like good quality textbook.
I think I have it here. You can see if you can. You got to open it up and sniff it.
even on the
the priest, the choir boy.
Even just the cover, it's such a good quality item. Yeah.
Still there?
Yeah, it's still there.
So when you get your program at Into the Woods, listener, make sure you.
I did get some people giving me weird looks, but then they looked at me and went, "Fair."
Yeah, so, I get it. Then everyone else is doing it. You started a trend.
I did. What can I say?
But you can't deny it's a well.
Oh, it's a beautifully done production.
You're not a fan of all of it. You don't like the agony stuff by the two princes and the weird kind of incestuous.
I could do without all that. Just get to the good bits.
And what are the good bits?
The rest of it. It isn't the preachy bit or them.
The bit I'd like to see again from a better seat was when the cottage comes on and you have the kind of the murder scene.
Yes. I'm kind of gutted that there wasn't a bit more of like in the wolf's stomach type thing. with like
entrails and things.
Yeah. But it was still, you can't have everything, and
No.
I'm well aware of that. And I was just spoilt by the film because obviously they can do that in the film.
Yeah.
So for me, it
Johnny
was just
Depp doesn't come on and sing
No, he
"Hello,
doesn't.
little girl."
He doesn't.
Can you imagine Jeff Goldblum doing that?
Yes, I can, and he needs to. I really think he needs to. Somebody needs to employ Jeff Goldblum as the wolf, please, because he'd be so good.
It's a very short part.
Yeah, but then the show would be twice as long.
Yeah.
By the time he puts his jazz piano solo in the middle.
Or would you get a wonderful impressionist to just cover?
A wonderful impressionist.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Yes, it's one of the most expensive shows going at the moment, but I can see why from a set and theatricality point of view. Like a lot's gone into that. So yeah.
Yeah. We finally we're going to talk about Choir of Man, which was a show, most recent thing we've seen at the Wimbledon Theatre. Thank you for the invite. And I went in not knowing what this show was, and I left not really knowing what this show was. Some people love it, and there's obviously a very, very big fan base for this show, but not one for you or me, I don't think.
No, I don't think so. Wasn't likewise, I knew nothing about the show. I'd heard great things about it, and like you say, there's clearly a big following for it. The reaction from the audience, for the most part, was wonderful.
Yeah.
But I didn't understand why, to be honest. It was a jukebox musical with only one original song in it.
Yeah.
And no story.
Well, it's a jukebox song cycle, if you want to get technical. So it wasn't written to have a story.
Why?
It should have a story, and it should have original songs to give us a better meaning into these characters, because it's quite a touching idea about kind of community and
men's mental health and things like that. I just feel like there needs to be a bit more of a plot.
Yeah.
Like they were saying about how pubs are closing down and these pubs are safe spaces for so many people. And they're saying about losing this one soon, and yet it never happens. I feel like I want the sense of jeopardy. Like I was expecting them to be like, oh, the pub's closing down. Let's form a choir. We're all talented. Let's get together and raise awareness, raise money to save the pub or something.
What they do, which is quite neat, is you can go onto the stage and get a drink. But we saw that in Once, which was the best thing about that show. And
it's the only thing I remember from that show.
Yeah. But I believe originally when it started at the Edinburgh Fringe, it was a truly, dare I say, immersive production. The fact that you were in the pub. And I think that would have been a lot more, you would have felt a lot more part of it, because they do drag unwilling members of the audience up onto the stage.
I didn't like that. I said to you, didn't I, that it just feels like a Pontins holiday camp production where they're bringing up people from the audience to be a part of it. I haven't paid money, or I haven't wasted my time going to the show to see audience members on stage. I want to see the cast.
Yeah.
I want to see choreography. I want to see other things. The bit that kind of drew the line for me was... Oh, well, also, I didn't have the best view. I had somebody very tall sitting in front of me.
Sorry.
So no, it wasn't even you. But I had somebody very tall sitting in front of me, and
who was very excitable and moving around a lot, wasn't she?
Constantly. So I had to lean, like, over your I
couldn't
chest.
see because this girl kept pushing in front of me.
I didn't even see anything. And I did keep saying to you, didn't I? Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
What's happening? I can't quite see.
And the bit that I lost faith was a kind of back of a urinal comes on to the stage.
Yeah.
And they just start weeing while singing. It's like, oh, really?
It got to that point and I just thought, much like Sea Witch, how is this getting staged?
Yeah.
How did it run for so long in the West End? And why, dare I say, are people so in love with this piece?
Well, our friend Emily is a big fan of it, so we'll get her on and she can kind of...
I'd love to pick her brains.
We can be the trial of choir of man and have the pro and con.
It might just be us
Yeah.
in this mindset of it. But yes, it was a really nice message of men's mental health and finding safe spaces for men to feel like they can just breathe.
We in peace, yeah.
But I feel like it was problematic, almost basing the entire thing around alcohol.
And that's what one reviewer said, is I, as a teetotaler, just don't get this.
I'm not a big drinker, and neither are you. So to go to a show where it feels like people care more about the fact they're just getting drinks than what they're even watching. And they even saying it, the more you drink, the better we sound.
Yeah.
Like,
which is not true, because they sounded very good.
they sounded very good.
They're very playing instruments and things, and the talent, like Sea Witch again, the talent. I never doubt the talent of a cast
Never.
in the show, because
the tap dancing, sensational, the piano playing, the guitar playing, the singing, everything cast-wise, the talent, the talent they possess was incredible.
But imagine how good the show could have been if it had a moving story and moving original songs.
And it's much like Sea Witch. It's one of those things where it's just like, it was so close.
Yeah.
All right, Sea Witch needed a lot more work. But this one was like, it's so close. And it goes to show the importance of a plot in a show. Same for Sea Witch, same for Choir of Man. If you just put a plot in it and don't just rely on people knowing the songs.
We had a poet who kind of did beat poetry between the songs, which was fine, but put that to music.
Yeah. Or just, I don't know, use that to have a plot.
Yeah.
Please. Because it was in those moments that you got things like the support for men and then, this is where they come and this is where they can put the outside world behind them. This is where they could come and cry. This is where they can come and talk and all these things. But I
also think a whole evening of male singing can get quite tiring.
Yes.
And again, nothing against the singers. They did a brilliant job. But you want something a choir has all voices in it.
It does. And it was just very cringy watching them sing Teenage Dream while bringing a member of the audience up to touch their leg, and it was all just a bit...
You said the word you'd used to describe it, and I hope you don't mind me saying this, was immature.
Yeah. The whole piece is immature. It's like what I imagine 15-year-olds finding funny. Not grown-ups.
And when we were there was a choir.
Yes.
A real choir, the West End...
with a variety of voices.
Yeah, choir. And you said, we'll leave on this thought, they're in something that celebrates community. Why are they celebrating? They don't drink in their choir when they're singing,
No.
I would hope.
It's like I said as well, that there are so many other community spaces, girl guiding, Boy Scouts, youth clubs and other things out there.
Local theatre. Crafting groups, woodworking groups. I know where I'm from, Men in Sheds is another one as well. And it's just like there are so many other sources of community that it seems sad that the one that's been staged is the one that has also got so many flaws with addiction and struggles. Like, why are we glorifying alcoholism as like... If your show promotes male mental health.
Yeah, it just seemed very contradictory. And everybody's cheering with drinks in their hands.
Yeah.
And it feels like people were just there for the drinks rather than the show.
And it seemed you got a comic like Al Murray who created a character called the pub landlord, and he comes on and he mimics the British drinking culture where he becomes this kind of very right wing.
Which, if you're doing it as satire, is one thing, but to do it as
to do it po-faced and serious, it's like, we're so, we're tortured, but we have this pub and drinking brings us together.
Also, it's like I get the message, I get the men's mental health thing, but as a woman in my 20s, I didn't see anything to appeal to me on that stage. Which is
8 men on stage. But you got Magic Mike for that. I mean, if you want to put it like, if you want to go and gawk at men.
Yeah, there is something that's quite literally for.
Yeah.
Again, not really my scene, but what is there in it for me to make me stay throughout a show that's just 8 or 9 men singing pop songs while celebrating drinking? It's weird.
I mean...
And drinking culture. Oh, don't worry, though, because we're going to have a break while they all pee. It's weird.
The thing is, if I want to go and have a beer with my male friends...
I'll be in the pub next door.
Go to Wetherspoons opposite.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pay to watch... It just seems like a very weird show, but it's doing incredibly well. It's all over the world. It's on cruise ships. It's one of those rare things which is a hit from the Edinburgh Fringe, which I love to see. But again, not for us, but we'll have Emily on soon and she can explain what she loves about the show, because I think it's a topic worth exploring. Hannah, thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, thank you for inviting me.
And thank you for listening. Please do check out our website, musicaltalk.co.uk. There's a new website coming soon, which will be very, very nice for our 20th anniversary podcasting. Goodness gracious. And we've also... updated all the episodes. They are now, all the missing episodes are now back on the podcast feed. So you can go and hear me sing on the street where you live, and you can hear me kind of talking to Andrew Edwards, getting names of shows wrong and all that kind of stuff.
Hear your voice how many octaves higher?
Very high, thank you.
I'm Nick Hudson.
Well, the episodes aren't that old, but thank you very much for listening. We'll speak to you soon. Until then, take care. Thank you, Hannah.
Thank you, Nick.
Bye-bye.
And thank you for listening.
This episode of Musical Talk, copyright 2026, apart from the songs where the copyright persists with the original creators. For more information on Musical Talk, please visit our website at musicaltalk.co.uk or follow us on X, Instagram and YouTube.